anything she has to be able to do.
I also learned to change a car tire before I was allowed to get my driver's license.
And somewhere...
I can change a car tire.
But what's happened now is we've gone so counter that neither gender knows how to change a car tire, or even where the stuff is to change the car tires typically, and we become so automated, and we expect things. When something happens to people now, instead of having the experience from working with their parents, either gender, they Google a solution. They YouTube
watch the
video of how to do it. Here, a video of how to change a tire. They don't have any actual experience. And I'm not saying that it's just a there may have been a little bit of sexism in there, because I do think it was an opportunity for him to do something with his daughter and help educate her and bond a little. And I just think he takes no advantage of it. And that's what I mean. The roles have kind of reversed. And I see this with a bunch of people who have become, you used to have more women were at home. Now more men are at home, and men aren't adapting to it as well, because, you've put them in a role where they can watch more TV and rest up more, and they've just taken that on.
I think whatever gender, mom or dad, taking care of kids at home is a hard job. I have lots of friends who stay home with their kids, and I'm not super hard.
I'm talking beyond the kids. I'm talking that we're past the 18-year mark where the kids are out of the house and they're just being generally lazy. But I do think there are some roles, and I think there are less of them, and there should be less of them, because everybody should be able to do everything. And everybody, what you were saying about people wearing what they want, they should be able to, but that's not the world we live in, realistically. That just isn't. You should be able to go to work naked on a pogo stick if you want.
Okay.
But
I think we're pushing that off.
Please don't.
But please don't. But the thing is that we're bound by whatever pressures or mores that living in a Quaker state puts on us, and we have to act accordingly, unfortunately.
I think it just boils down to treating people with dignity and respect.
Yes.
And not commodifying to get back to what we're talking about, not commodifying another person for your own personal pleasure.
Yes, I think it goes back to dignity, respect, maturity, and kindness. And,
absolutely.
But how can people reach you if a law enforcement department wants you to come out and talk or something?
So we have a website. It's CSE, standing for Commercial Sexual Exploitation. So cseinstitute.org.
Okay.
And all of my contact information, including my email address, is on there. We also put out a monthly newsletter at the end of every month. So if you click on the little envelope on our website, you can get one email a month from us. We try very hard not to put out more than one. Obviously, if there is a big advocacy or something special happening, we'll put out more than one. But we try to only put out one newsletter a month. And we're on Twitter at CSE Institute. We have a Facebook page. I should know the handle off the top of my head, but I don't. But we're, I think, Villanova Law CSE Institute on Facebook.
Well, you said you grew up in the 70s, so we'll give you a pass on Facebook. But
thank you.
You're very proud of the one thing a month, and that's actually a really good thing, because so many things put you on a mailing list and they feel like they have to send something out regularly, and you learn to ignore it. So that's actually a good idea, just going back to an old timed periodical once a month unless something.
And we do have a blog that we're consistently updating. The students and my research assistants that work with us in the Institute comment primarily on what's happening in Pennsylvania, what we see in the news as it pertains to commercial sex, prostitution, and trafficking.
Do you educate other groups other than law enforcement?
Absolutely.
What kind of other groups? Any
kind of group that would like to have us come out and talk, from concerned citizens to law enforcement to those that work, in victim services, prosecutors, criminal defense attorneys who are representing clients they think are trafficking victims. And again, just the general public and concerned citizens. Every spring in April, we have a symposium. It is survivor-led, meaning that the survivors come in and they teach the classes on anything from, pimp controlled prostitution to teaching law enforcement how to engage with individuals who are still being victimized, familial sex trafficking. Last spring, we had 19 survivor leaders come in and teach, and we'll be putting out the request for proposals at the beginning of the school year for our symposium, which will be next April, I believe the 11th and 12th at the Inn at Villanova.
Is sex trafficking, and I ask this about everything, is it seasonal at all?
I don't believe so.
I was raised on a farm, and I just believe that everything is seasonal to a degree, and I look for patterns and things.
Labor trafficking, obviously that's, follows the migrant farm workers and things like that. But I do not believe that it's seasonal. I do believe it could be event focused, meaning if there is a big event happening where there's going to be an influx of demand to a particular area, such as a big sporting event or a big convention, that traffickers will capitalize again on that boys will be boys mentality and traffic in individuals to meet the demand that's, with the supply.
So it's almost, they're just thinking like any businessman, like
Absolutely.
How many of this we need,
Absolutely.
Okay, well, that's horrible. But thank you
You're welcome.
for educating us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Russell, hit the button.